An elderly woman named Murph addresses the camera and says her father was a farmer, like almost everyone else at the time, but he didn't always start out this way. Her father, Cooper, was a pilot, as we see him in his own aircraft. We also see Murph as a child entering Cooper's room, asking if he is dreaming about a crash. Murph believes there is a ghost in the house, a notion Cooper doesn't subscribe to. Clips of elderly residents talking about their area show it was filled with crops and cornfields. Cooper also lives with his 15-year-old son Tom and his father-in-law Donald. Murph brings a piece of Cooper's aircraft to the table during breakfast. Cooper drives the kids to school, also intending to meet with Murph's teacher. He lets Murph take the wheel and they end up with a flat tire on the road. Tom teases Murph, calling her Murphy's Law. Cooper steps out to change the tire when a drone flies overhead. He quickly hops back into the truck and drives through the cornfield to pursue it. They follow the drone to the edge of a hill near a lake. Cooper then retrieves a device that controls the drone and allows Murph to try it out. Cooper meets with the kids' school principal and Murph's teacher, Mrs. Kelly. The principal shows Cooper Tom's test grades and suggests he would make an excellent farmer, although Cooper believes Tom could become a great engineer, despite the results not supporting this. Mrs. Kelly presents Cooper with a textbook Murph brought to show other students. This federal textbook is banned in their school because they use books that claim the Apollo missions were faked to bankrupt the Soviets. Cooper is unhappy with his daughter's education and notes that if his wife were alive, she would handle the situation more calmly. Murph is eventually suspended. Cooper returns home to find tractors scattered among the crops, indicating an issue with the food supply. The following day, the family attends a baseball game. Donald complains about the popcorn served instead of hot dogs. The crowd then witnesses a massive dust storm. Cooper drives the family home while they wear protective masks. Murph realizes her room's window is open and she and Cooper rush upstairs to close it. They find thick and thin parallel lines of dust on the floor, which Cooper analyzes as coordinates. Cooper drives to the location indicated by the coordinates, with Murph sneaking into the truck. Upon arriving at the facility, Cooper uses bolt cutters to breach the fence, only for a robot named Tars to appear and apprehend him. Cooper is interrogated by Tars until Dr. Amelia Brand arrives. She brings Cooper into a room with other scientists, where Murph is present. Leading the group is Amelia's father, Professor Brand, along with scientists Doyle and Romilly. They identify themselves as part of NASA. Professor Brand explains that Earth's crops and food supply are dwindling, and the mission aims to find a new home in the universe, as there may be no hope for saving the planet. Several astronauts, led by the renowned Dr. Mann, previously embarked on the Lazarus missions to find a new world. Romilly explains that a wormhole has been discovered, which can lead them to a new galaxy with potential for human habitation. This is their Plan A. Plan B involves repopulating humanity through fertilized embryos if Plan A fails. Cooper disagrees with Plan B and opts for Plan A. Murph is upset with him and storms to her room upon returning home. Cooper tries to console her, but she is too angry to listen. She reveals she deciphered a Morse code message from falling books that says, "Stay." Cooper promises to return home, though he is unsure when. He gives Murph his watch, but she throws it against her bookshelf. Before Cooper leaves, a few more books fall off the shelf. Cooper drives to the station in his truck, with Donald and Tom seeing him off. Murph arrives too late to say goodbye. Cooper checks the passenger seat, hoping Murph might have stowed away, but she is not there. His eyes fill with tears. Cooper, Amelia, Doyle and Romilly launch into space to start their mission to Mars and then Saturn, accompanied by Tars and the ship's computer case. They dock their shuttle onto the space module Endurance. Romilly and Doyle enter hypersleep. Back on Earth, Professor Brand returns Cooper's truck for Tom to use and informs Donald and Murph that they can send messages to Cooper, though Murph remains upset. The astronauts traverse the wormhole, experiencing the vast cosmos and stars. They know that time passes differently due to varying gravitational pulls. 1 hour in space equates to about 7 years on Earth. Given this, Cooper realizes it is crucial to complete the mission efficiently to avoid wasting a decade of Earth's time. Cooper plans to navigate around the black hole Gargantua to reach what they refer to as Miller's Planet. The team lands on Miller's Planet, which is covered by a seemingly endless body of water. Romilly remains in the craft, while Cooper, Amelia, Doyle, and Tars explore. They discover a wrecked beacon belonging to Miller, whose body is missing. From a distance, Amelia mistakenly believes she sees mountains, but it is actually a colossal wave approaching them. Amelia attempts to salvage the beacon as Cooper orders her to return to the craft. Doyle is killed by the wave, while the others make it back inside. Romilly has aged 23 years during their time on the planet. Amelia realizes that Miller likely died shortly before their arrival. Romilly finds a number of video messages in the craft, most of them from Tom. The first message shows Tom as a child, expressing that he misses his father and has met a girl named Lois. Subsequent messages reveal Tom as an adult, married to Lois with a baby named Jessie. Cooper is overwhelmed with emotion and starts crying. Another message shows Tom looking despondent, mentioning that something happened to Jessie and that Donald has passed away. The final message is from an adult Murph, who is now the age Cooper was when he left. She weeps, making Cooper even more emotional. Currently, Murph is working with Brand at NASA to complete the equation he has been working on, which is crucial for figuring out how humans can escape Earth's gravitational pull. She still harbors some resentment toward her father for leaving her. Cooper, Amelia, and Romilly discuss which planet to explore next, Edmonds or Man. From their discussion, Cooper learns that Amelia loves a fellow scientist named Wolf Edmonds, after whom one of the planets is named. She hopes to reunite with him soon and believes that love transcends time and space. Murph visits the hospital, where Getty directs her to Brand's room. He is dying. When Murph expresses hope for the mission's success, Brand reveals that he solved his equation long ago, but was missing data from a singularity behind a black hole for it to be complete. Consequently, he places his remaining faith in Plan B. With his last breaths, he shatters Murph's hope. After his passing, Murph sends a video message to Amelia informing her of her father's death. The astronauts arrive at an icy planet with frozen clouds and discover another craft on the surface containing a pod inside. Another person, Dr. Mann, is in hypersleep and awakens to see Cooper. Overwhelmed to see another human, Mann bursts into tears in Cooper's arms. Afterward, Mann explains the planet's environment to the team, noting that there are 67 hours of daylight and another 67 hours of night, along with the harsh icy conditions. The team then receives a message from Murph, addressed to both Amelia and Cooper. Murph questions whether they knew the mission was a sham and accuses Cooper of abandoning his family. Amelia is shocked by this revelation, and Mann admits he has considered the mission a failure, causing Amelia to begin crying. Murph is now at the old family home where Tom lives with his family. Tom and Lois have another son named Coop. Both Coop and Lois are suffering from a cough attributed to the area's conditions. Tom seems to be ignoring the problem and refuses to relocate. Cooper and Mann venture out to navigate the planet while Romilly and Amelia stay behind. Mann turns on Cooper, removing his emergency oxygen pack and pushing him over the edge of a hill. It is revealed that Mann forged data about the planet's viability to be rescued. Since he views Plan A as a failure, Mann opts for Plan B and leaves Cooper to die, knowing that no one could survive on this planet. Cooper fights back, but Mann cracks his visor by slamming his head against it and escapes. Cooper tries to contact Amelia for help. Mann subsequently kills Romilly by blowing up his station, while Amelia rushes to Cooper's aid. They pick up Tars and pursue Mann. Back on Earth, Getty tries to help Coop with his cough, but Tom refuses assistance and punches Getty in the face. Tom and Murph leave, following other evacuation vans as a dust storm forms. Murph drives into the cornfields, dousing them with gasoline and igniting them with a flare to convince Tom and his family to leave. In space, Cooper and Amelia find Man attempting to dock his shuttle with Endurance, but failing to secure the airlock. Amelia tries to warn Man that the shuttle will depressurize, but it's too late, causing an explosion that kills Man.
Analyze the Endurance's spin.
Cooper, what are you doing?
Docking.
Cooper regains control of Endurance with Tars's help. He and Amelia then plan to use Tars to gather data on the singularity behind Gargantua and chart a course to Edmund's planet. Given their limited energy and oxygen supplies, Cooper and Amelia must proceed carefully. Cooper separates from Amelia, choosing to stay behind while she continues alone. He falls through what appears to be another wormhole, landing in an odd dimension. He hears Tars speaking to him and floats against what seems like a wall. Peering through, Cooper sees Murph as a child, looking through her bookcase. He calls out to her and starts pushing the books. Tars explains that Cooper has entered a new dimension related to time, space, and gravity, created by beings who knew humans could not have invented it yet, but would soon. Cooper sees himself on the day he left Murph and yells at his past self to stay. He notices the watch he left with Murph on the bookshelf and tries to communicate with adult Murph through the watch's hands. Meanwhile, adult Murph is still trying to get Tom's family out of the house as the fire in the cornfields is extinguished. Both Cooper and Murph realize that Cooper was the ghost in Murph's room and the source of the Morse code message, "Stay." Adult Murph deduces that her father is trying to communicate with her, which helps her solve Brand's equation and save humanity. She goes to the research facility, gathers all the papers she had worked on, and throws them into the air before excitedly kissing Getty. Cooper, meanwhile, falls through the dimension and drifts through space before blacking out. He wakes up in a medical station. The doctor informs him to relax and take it slow as he is now 124 years old. Cooper looks out the window and sees kids playing baseball. A ball hits the window of a house directly above the field. The doctor reveals they are in Cooper Station, orbiting Saturn named after Murph, not Cooper. The doctor mentions that Murph will arrive in a few weeks. Cooper is given Tars's remains and brought to his old home. He works on Tars, reprogramming him to be more honest and slightly humorous. Cooper reunites with his great-grandchildren at the hospital and meets old Murph, who is surrounded by her family. She is happy to see her father, fulfilling his promise to return. Knowing her time is short, Murph encourages Cooper to continue living and find someone to share his life with. She tells him to seek out Amelia, who is setting up camp on Edmund's planet. Amelia is shown on Edmund's planet, implementing Plan B to rebuild a community with smaller organisms, unaware of what has happened with humanity. Cooper decides to follow Murph's advice and seek out Amelia himself. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, so you never miss our future explorations of timeless classics and hidden gems. Until then, happy watching, and I'll catch you in the comments.